You're listening to the Smash Bros. Cast, Ep.6. I'm your host, N64 Josh. In this episode, we are going to be looking at the wish list for Smash 5, particularly what some of the pros want. I found an article recently from NintendoLife.com and snagged a bunch of quotes from there. I will have a link to the article in the show notes, which you can find at n64josh.com/SBC6. We're also going to be looking at character suggestions that we would like. I got a handful of them from you guys in Discord, and I might even ask chat as well. And also the character spotlight this week is going to be Mario, because that is who I main. We're also going to have 2 videos each week. I'm going to look for Smash videos that I think are really good, that have been helping me improve, and I will include them in the show notes. This week we have one from Beefy Smash Dudes and Iza Smash, and I think I said that right, but I may not have. But there will be links. They'll be embedded in the notes, so you'll be able to just watch them right there. We're also going to be look at setting up the controller. And we're going to look at that for the next few weeks, because this is going to kind of be an ongoing discussion with you guys, hopefully. And lastly, we'll be looking at the things that I have been doing this last week to try and improve my game. After the last few matches I just played, I'm not sure that it's helping so much, but we're going to look at it anyway. So let's jump into this thing. What the pros want from Smash for the Switch. Again, this is a NintendoLife.com article. It's a good article. I only grabbed just a few quotes from it. I recommend reading the whole thing and seeing what you think. Get involved in the conversation there on their site. It's well written. So, first thing, Knockback seems to be a hot topic. This first quote's from Thinkamana. He is from the Smashboards forum, which I joined today. I would recommend anybody that's not in there do the same thing. It seems like a pretty cool group. Looking at it, if you want to get involved in your local scene, it looks like there's a chance that you can maybe find out what's going on near you, so that you could get involved that way and possibly do some local tournaments and whatnot. So I recommend jumping onto Smashboards. But this is from Thinkamana. He's a moderator there. This is the quote. It says, The oversight is that rage should never have applied to base knockback, as that messes up the consistency of low percent combos. This means that with some characters, the person losing might have fewer viable options. And I totally get what he's saying there. Had I read that a month ago, I would have no clue what he was saying. But basically, as Mario, who I play as all the time, you start a lot of combos with that down throw, and then it's immediately up tilt, right? Well, if you're at a high percentage with a high rage, that up tilt is going to send them much further into the air, therefore not allowing for the combo to happen. And that's the problem. In the notes too, I did include a link to Thinkamana's Twitter, so you guys can drop him a follow if you'd like. We have a few quotes from Dabuz, who is a longtime top 10 Smash 4 player. He had this to say: "It's a great mechanic because it prevents finishing for KOs at a specific damage percentage, but it scales largely with the base knockback of a move. That means the amount of a knockback a move delivers at 0%, basically. This makes multi-hitting moves such as Zero-Suit Samus up B attack extremely powerful, because the high base knockback ensures one hit leads into all of its hits, which causes the opponent to pop out and die at a very low percentage, largely due to rage." So sounds like the opposite thing might be happening there versus what was going on with Mario versus what would happen with Samus. It still sounds like it's a problem. And Thinkamana came up with his solution. It says applying rage to only knockback growth, like all other damage knockback modifiers in the game, is the number one thing that I'd like to see fixed for Smash on the Switch. So again, knockback being one of those things that they definitely want to see fixed. Larry Lur, another top player, would like to see the return of, I'm just going to say it, Dacus. It's DACUS. It's a technique. It's basically a dash attack cancel to a sliding up smash. This was taken out, and he wants to see the return of it. And it seems like, even just thinking about it, like it seems like it would be nice to have something like that back. The reason I say that is a lot of the matches that I'm playing right now with some of you guys in the Discord, or even the For Glory matches, is I see a lot of constant just rolling back and forth, or running back and forth, and spot dodging and sliding and rolling, and nobody's touching each other. And this, I wonder if something like this could mix that up a little bit, to where you could cancel that dash attack and immediately do an up smash. Might be able to mix things up a little bit. I'm not entirely sure, but that's something that Larry Lur would like to see come back. Something else they heard from interviewing all these pros was fine-tuning stick control and upping the speed of rolling onto the stage. Those were a few things that were also mentioned, and it makes total sense. I even noticed early on just how slow you get back onto the stage. It's kind of ridiculous. It just seems so weird. It's almost like slow motion compared to the other things that are happening. So it might be nice to see that sped up a little bit. And fine tuning on the sticks, I don't think I'm not in a place yet with my playing to be able to really comment about that, because I fear that I regularly fall back into button mashing as I'm trying to win these matches. So as much as I would like it, I don't know that it would benefit me all that much yet. It will once I get there. But right now I still struggle a little bit. So Nario, another professional Smash 4 player, had this to say about stages and stage hazards. I hope we can further develop. I hope we can further develop on that with something like a turn off hazards option for most stages, similar to what the PlayStation All-Stars had. Also, he said this: sometimes in competitive play, to have the most fair results, we need to play on extremely conservative stages, but that can get stale quickly. This would help liven up the stage list by a lot. So, I mean, I totally understand what he's saying there. Like, to be able to see more of the stages. I mean, even when we play, I'm always trying to pick the stages that I know aren't going to have they aren't going to have these hazards. And so we don't play very many stages. So it makes total sense. And I would like to see the same thing. Dabuz again, says he would like to see the training mode fleshed out more. And here's the quote. It says, there's a lot of stuff missing from the current training mode: frame by frame speed, recording inputs, testing rage, etc. So I would love to see a more fleshed out training mode right now. There's a lot of things that cannot be tested out there. So I think that'd be great, especially for people making YouTube videos, that are just typing even in the forums, working on strategy guides, that kind of stuff, to be able to have better data to offer to people wanting to learn this stuff, and even being able just for yourself to sit down, practice, and see what's happening. I will say this: the little bit of the time that I've been spending in the training, one of the things I do like is it does tell you like what your greatest combo count is with the character you're playing as. So that's kind of, I think that's kind of cool, but way more of this like fine-tuned information I think would be very helpful. I don't know if I'd see it happening, but it would definitely be helpful. Multiplayer was not the only area that was addressed. Nario again said he would like to see more story mode like Brawl. He would love to see kind of a story mode or adventure mode similar to Brawl's Subspace Emissary. He says he loves seeing characters in crossover series interact with one another, like Meta Knight, Marth, and Ike. And I completely agree. I think it would be nice to see something like that. You guys know from the earlier episodes when I played Brawl, I loved doing the Subspace Emissary with my boys. It just gave us something to, goals to strive for, things to try to unlock, and had a good time with it. And Didn't really touch much of the single player in Smash 4. There's not a whole lot to it. So seeing something there would be nice. And, something a little more fleshed out, little more like Subspace Emissary would be great. So how about you guys in chat? What about you? What are your thoughts on single player? You want to see stuff like this, or would you prefer just to just focus on the multiplayer? I'm curious what you guys have to say. But before I get to those answers in chat, let's talk about characters that people would like to see. What do the pros want to see on Smash on the Switch? Well, Zero says, I really want Cloud to stay in the next Smash title. I also want Sora to join the roster and for Snake to return. That's my wish list. That's from Zero. I have a link to his Twitter as well as the tweet included there if you want to be able to check that out. So let's see from the chat here. NintenDavid64 says, I love Subspace. Sir Diesel a lot says, I would love a focus on the multiplayer, but an adventure mode like Melee would be nice. And CT Smithson, it's hard to read with this. It's a dark blue on the dark. I have the night on the dark Twitch background, so it's a little hard to see. But says, I would definitely like to see a more fleshed out Subspace Emissary. So yeah, seems like it'd be something people would be into for sure. As far as other characters that made the list, they didn't really go into detail on which person said what in the NintendoLife article, but I'll kind of break the list down for you. Bayonetta, Crash Bandicoot, Waluigi, Ice Climbers, Isaac from Golden Sun, Banjo-Kazooie, and Travis Touchdown. I'm all for Bayonetta coming back. I've played with her some. I've enjoyed playing her, but just decided to stick with Mario as my main, and who knows what will happen in the next game. I'm assuming it'll be Mario, but I'd like to play the next game enough that I'm not just only playing one main character. I'd like to have a handful. So I would love to see Bayonetta come back. I think she's a great character. Crash Bandicoot, either here nor there for me. Waluigi's a must. If you're in our Discord, you know how much Waluigi gets talked about on a regular basis. So, Waluigi's got to be more than just a trophy. Quick side note, we were playing this last week, and somebody left items on, and the assist trophy got tossed out, and it was Waluigi, and he curb stomped my face into oblivion, and we all had a really good laugh, especially since I defend him so much in the Discord. We were all shocked at how how brutal he was to my face. So Nightcrawler, I think they said they want Bayo turned down a little bit. Just kind of, I know she's like considered one of the most OP characters. Make her a little more balanced. Yeah, and I mean, and hopefully there's good balance all around. That would be nice. No characters that are too OP. So I still don't know. I had no way of saving that video of Waluigi, NintenDavid. Otherwise, I would have. And let's see. Conman, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Welcome to the show. All right. So character suggestions from the Discord. Pudding wants to see Rex, Pyra, Mithra. Rhino would like to see Dixie and Funky Kong. Guys, if you didn't get an answer in the Discord and you're sitting in chat right now, let me know some of the characters you would like to see. I will read them at the end of this list here. NintenDavid64, Cappy for Mario, Psylux, Trace or someone else from Metroid, another F-Zero character, and Rex, of course. Nightcrawler, 724, not that I want to see, but I think that they will have ARMS characters on the roster, maybe the 4 champions from Breath of the Wild. Ganthet San, Cloud, and the same Fire Emblem characters would be cool. Dark Panda 45 says Banjo and Kazooie. CT Smithson, Rex and Pyra for sure. If they wanted to add more Xenoblade representation, maybe have Revan from the first game or Zeke from the second. Other than Xenoblade characters, I would really like a Monster Hunter character, despite Monster Hunter World not being on the Switch. So that'd be cool. Monster Hunter, Capcom's already, we've seen Mega Man, things like that. So maybe that could happen. Alexander the G said, I'd like to see a game. I would like to see Game & Watch back. All the Rabid characters from Kingdom Battle. Rex would be cool too. Mel says, I'll throw in a vote for Travis Touchdown to make my man Suda happy. So there you go. Let's see what chat has to say here. Sir Dieselot says, I would love to see Zeke from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Conman RDW says, Rayman, Banjo-Kazooie, and Clona. Tatawaka, let's see, no answer there. My kids could... I'm not sure what he was saying in chat there, but okay, so there you go. That's Nintendo David did say he just wants a car from Rocket League, and who knows, maybe we'll see an assist trophy. That may be what we see. Next on the list, guys, for the show, Kirby says that the car from Rocket League would be too OP. We're gonna look at the character spotlight. We're gonna look at Mario. Now, Mario is the character that I have been maining. I want to do this. We're just going to kind of break this down. I may actually take a poll from the Discord to see which characters we break down, because we're not going to have time to get to all of them before the new game comes out, I hope. Maybe we will. I don't know. But I'm kind of thinking we won't. So I'll probably just take a poll, and then we will... go from there week after week. I'll just pick one character and kind of do a small breakdown of their pluses and their minuses, that kind of thing. So, Mario, versatile with ranged and up close attacks. He can be played as an offensive and defensive character. Utilize fireballs to move in on your opponents. When they're shielding, you can toss some fireballs if they pop that shield and jump in for that grab, and then get that combo going. Mario's down throw followed by up tilt is an excellent combo for players that are at a low percent, as long as your rage isn't too high. You can keep this combo going. You can actually land quite a few shots and then continue it with an up air, and then even follow it up with a super jump. And if you're playing on a stage that has ledges, I believe it's in the videos that I will include. You can take a person right out of the map, like just right off the map. So pretty insane there. One thing that that I don't do enough is keep flood charge so that it can be ready when you need it. Whether you need to push somebody away from you or use it to get back towards the stage, it works for both those things. So keep your flood charged. Mario's main weakness is his range. You've got to get in close, So like I said earlier, utilize those fireballs. I mean, it can be downright frustrating when you are right next to somebody and you hit an attack and it just whiffs, by just the tiniest amount, but it whiffs. So you want to get in close, because his range, I noticed it immediately when I started playing with him, because I had been playing with Bayonetta and a few other characters, and I was like, this range is garbage. So get in close and just fight like a brawler, basically. Mario's cape not only reflects projectiles, it can turn your opponent around, allowing you to get a grab or get a combo going. The cape can be especially useful for edge guarding. Fireballs, also great for edge guarding. I can't tell you how many times we've been sparring and I've just kind of spammed the fireballs after hitting somebody off, and they're trying all their moves to get back on, and the fireball disrupts that and ends up losing them a stock. So fireballs are great for that. Mario's forward air can be used to spike opponents, but it's got to land perfectly. If you don't land perfect with it, you can actually send them behind you or just kind of send them up and away from you. But if you land it perfect, you can actually spike them right to their death. So it's super satisfying too. It's super satisfying. I'll talk about it a little bit more when I get into what I've been practicing. I did mention I've got 2 videos for Mario. I will do this for each character. There's going to be videos that you can watch in the show notes. I'm just realizing I don't have the time to try to make these videos myself. So I'm going to find some, like, the best videos I can for the characters that we're spotlighting, so that you guys don't have to go searching or whatever. They'll be right here. You can watch them, put them on pause, practice some of the things that you're learning, that kind of stuff. So the first one being from Beefy Smash Dudes. These guys seem awesome. All the videos of theirs that I've seen, I've really, really liked. And then Izaw Smash. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It's IZAW Smash. Just one word on YouTube. Really good stuff. Excellent videos from both creators. So they'll be in the show notes at n64josh.com/sbc6. Okay, setting up the controller. This is one of those things that I actually spent some time today in the Smashboards reading how people set up their controller, because I wanted to see what was the best option. I'm finding that maybe just the standard setup, or the setup that I'm using, though I'm used to it, there may be better options. Possibly jumping with the triggers, using the face buttons for grabs, maybe for shields, that kind of thing. I'm going to experiment over the next week to see if I find something I like better. I'm going to continue researching and going over the thread on the Smashboards. I'll have a link to it so you guys can check it out as well. But what it really boils down to is your preference. From what I'm seeing is everybody's saying, well, I prefer to be able to do this and this and this. And so that's why I use this setting or that setting. And so it's one of those things that I feel like I need to figure out what I'm going to like myself and just settle into it. So Conman says, jumping with the trigger sounds next level. I just turn off tap jump and I'm decent. Yeah. So even tap jump, there's some people that argue, well, with tap jump, you can't tilt your shield. And again, some of the stuff is a little bit, I'm still not completely clear on it quite as well. And so, they'll turn tap jump off, where other people are like, well, I can do this and save X amount of frames if I leave tap jump on. And so the rabbit hole for this game is crazy when you start getting into the frames and just what you can do and how to really set it up the way it's best for you. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear if anybody uses any kind of crazy setup. I know there's even the Bidoof setup, which is like attacking with the C stick. There's a lot of different stuff. So jump into the Discord is one way that you can let me know how you're playing. 2, if you're watching this video on YouTube, let me know in the comments. And 3, if you're checking out the website and you're in the show notes, there's a comment section there as well. So how do you like to have your controller set up? Let me know. I'd like to have those. I'd like to read some of these comments on the next show. So get them in quick. Let me know in the comment section or on the Discord. Probably the comment section on the video or the show notes would be best, so they don't just get lost in Discord. But let me know how you have your controller, if you have any good tips or anything like that, and I'd love to read them for the next episode. So let's see. As far as Smash practice, so over the last week, I've been sparring with the community quite a bit. Most of you guys have been stomping my face into the ground, so thank you for that. Shout out to Formaxis and NintenDavid and Kirby a few weeks ago just stomped me into the ground. Shell Shock, I believe, Nightcrawler. If I'm missing anybody, forgive me, but we've had some MJ bringing the lag, which was nice. So there was a lot of lag playing with MJ, but we still had fun. We had a lot of fun doing it. It's been good practicing. Like I said, I spend more time watching than I do playing, because we always do winner stays. So I may mix things up a little bit and just say, hey, everybody just gets to fight me for a little bit, so I can keep practicing during these one-on-one sessions, and maybe as a group we can get feedback and that kind of thing, because we try to get into voice chat in our Discord and talk about it as well. So it ends up being a really good time of just hanging out and playing Smash. So if you want to get in on something like that, jump into the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord, and you can find the Smash server and the Smash voice channel and whatnot. And it's a good time. It's fun. So been sparring. The other thing is I've spent a lot more time in training mode with just trying to work on combos. And so that has been with a stationary opponent, because basically what I would do is I would grab one of these videos and I would watch for a little bit, and I would just pause it, and then I would try to mimic what I was seeing. And I would do it to where I got a little bit of muscle memory for it, and then I would turn the stationary computer off and set it to run. And so then it's just running, and it's actually getting, trying to get out of the combos and that kind of stuff. So it helps me to try to anticipate what their next move is, so that I can maybe keep the combo going, or how to get away and be safe after the combo finishes. So that has also been helpful. They're not really attacking, and it's just to get muscle memory down, to get used to pulling off some of these combos. Like, one of the things I was doing quite a bit is you can actually set the bot's percentage of health. So I would set it at a high health. I would spike it into the ground with a grab. I shouldn't say spike. I would do a down throw. And then as it was bounced into the air, I would then spike it off the map. And I've got to tell you, that's the most satisfying move I've ever done in Smash. And if I pull it off against one of you guys, I'm going to lose it on stream, just so you know, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So it's, but that's how I've been practicing, just so that I can, I want to stop falling back into, I feel like I just revert back to button mashing, and I want to be very intentional with the moves that I'm doing. And so not having to worry about getting kicked, I can just focus on the moves I'm trying to pull off. It has been very helpful. So utilize that training mode. Take advantage of it. Yeah, when I jump in and fight against you guys sparring, I'm still getting my butt handed to me, but I'm able to start pulling from a greater selection of moves, and I don't find myself just doing the exact same thing over and over again. Now, there may be times that I keep trying to get a certain move to land because I'm not quite getting the button combination right, and that's fine. But basically, I'm able to get a few more tools out of the shed, if you know what I mean. And so do that. If you're in a place like me where this has not been a game you've played a ton, or maybe you've just played it a lot, you're pretty good at it, but you don't have an understanding for the combos and that kind of stuff, which I heard that today. NintendoLife that's exactly what he told me. It's like, I've never even really looked into the combos and the things that I could do with certain characters. And, so that right there, if you just kind of played this a little more than casually, but have never really looked at how to start taking your game to the next level, look at some of these combos, look at your main and see how you can improve. There's tons of videos out there, and, hit me up in the Discord. We'll try to get your character in line as fast as we can on the show here, and just practice that stuff. Take it into training mode and just practice as much as you can. The other thing that I've been working on a lot is I've been really trying to incorporate the cape with Mario and using fireballs more, and it has been working. I've been trying to make sure I use that cape to its full ability, whether it's reflecting projectiles or spinning opponents, or even smacking them at the edge. It's been great. And when I first started playing, I never pulled that cape out at all. I never pulled it out. The other thing I've been trying to do more is the the down air. I was never doing that at first. Now I'm trying to incorporate that in just a little bit. I'm doing it too much right now because I'm just getting used to doing it. And eventually I'll pull back a little bit and just pull it out when it's necessary. But when I look at this game, I see a game that like you can just button mash and probably have fun. But when I'm trying to get to a certain level of play, it's easy for me to get overwhelmed, honestly. And I'm like, what is this frame data? How are they doing this? This is all great when I do it against the bot that's stationary, but trying to do it against a human opponent that is constantly smashing my face. Like it's about those setups, right? It's about like what I need to be doing with those bots is once I get so once you're in training, and I'm just spitballing here. I'm off my notes now, but once you're in training, learn the combos. And then once you have the combos down, start working on the way you can set those combos up. So like with Mario, jumping, throwing fireballs, and then landing at an opponent that's shield, grabbing them, down throw, up tilt, then up air, and then maybe the super punch or whatever to get out of the, maybe even finishing up with like a back air or something. That's kind of the next step. That's the next step I see myself is like, I need to learn these combos. After I learn these combos, I need to learn how to set these combos up. And you also have to be mindful of the percentages that your health is at because of rage and knockback and where your opponent's percentage is at. So like I said, there's a lot to this. There's a lot to this. So at least it seems like that to me. And so I'm working on it. I know I've heard from a lot of you guys that you've been practicing, you've been doing your 4 glory matches and practicing that way. But like, I feel like for me, I need to break this stuff down to the point that it's like, okay, I'm going to focus on combos. When I feel like I have a good amount of combos under my belt for Mario, the next step is how do I set these combos up? Because you can't just walk up to an opponent and grab them, down throw, and begin this thing. There's movement constantly on the screen. So how do you set these things up? Can I set them up offensively? Do I need to set them up defensively? And how can I get, them to that first 50%? And then how can I get them to that next 50%? And then how can I finish them off? And so that's how I'm kind of thinking about this. That's how I'm trying to break it down in my head. And I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like it's just going to be a process though. It's going to be a process, and I want to break it down so it's something that I can set these small goals for myself that, okay, I'm going to work on this week. And so hopefully this is helping you guys. Hopefully you can do something similar. And if you've got a better way, jump in the Discord, talk to me, let me know, tell me, jump into the comment section on this video or on these show notes. Like the whole point of this is so that I improve and everybody that's listening can improve, whether you're an advanced player or just a novice like me. That's really what the point of this thing is. So I hope that's very clear. I don't ever want to come across like a know-it-all or anything like that. The point of this is that we all grow to become better Smash players and just have a really good time doing it. So that's it, guys. This has been episode 6. All right. Episode 6 of SBC. You're going to find the notes at n64josh.com/SBC6. The music that you're hearing right now, it's the Metal Melee theme. You can check out the full video at n64josh.com/Metal Melee. If you want to get a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/SBC. The chair I'm sitting in, it's from OPSeat. Go to opseat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh to save yourself $10. Join the community, guys. Jump into the Discord. N64Josh.com/Discord. We'd love to have you. Come hang out, chat, Smash, and anything Nintendo. It's a very friendly community, and we'd love to have you. So come hang out. We jump in voice chat regularly. I have people message me regularly. Hey, you want to spar real quick? So we'll take a half hour and throw down just to get a little practice in when we can. So hit me up whenever you're in there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at N64Josh. If you want to follow me on Twitch and see when I live stream, it's N64Josh. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, Snapchat, and Vero. It's all N64Josh. I had a question or a comment on Facebook that I'm going to get to next week talking about the local scene. So if you have been in any local tournaments, hit me up on Facebook, Discord. You can email me. Let's just go info@n64josh.com. I want to know what your experience has been like doing local tournaments. So hit me up with some advice for people that want to get into it. Thank you so much for listening. If you're listening to this on iTunes, if you hit me with a review on there, that would be super awesome. I really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next episode.